Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. All right, peace, love, and blessings to the elect scattered abroad around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great, which is America. All right, and this is basically going into, a topic of the wicked. All right, the wicked that's in rulership is Esau, Edom, the so-called Caucasian race. All right, the white people, the white nation, so-called, but they actually go back to being red, and their true identity is Esau, Edom, and Edom going back to the Hebrew word Adawam, which means red. Okay, and then going into the revival of the Roman Empire. This is Rome all over again. All right. Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So after this present time and present rulership, after this passes away, the Israelites are going to be on top for all eternity, forever. All right. Forever and evermore throughout their generations. So our generations, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indian descent, so-called Haitians and Jamaicans, all right, which are the 12 patriarchs of the nation of Israel, all right, which name got turned from Jacob unto Israel. And Yasha Allah, he Prince of God, he Prince of the power. All right, we have the next rulership, according to prophecies and according to the will and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son. All right. So what inspired me to do this video lesson was the elder Aishiar out of GMS North Carolina up there in Charlotte or whatever. He did a video going into, he honestly did two videos. One of the videos was going back a few months. And then he did a recent video like going back a couple of days ago about the hammer of the earth. All right. Going into Esau, Edom. All right. Is basically losing his power seat, his power structure. So let's go into that precept, hammer of the earth. And this is where the precept come from. It's Jeremiah 50 and verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. All right. And that's ultimately Babylon and Great America being destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. All right. In the up and coming World War IIIs, that's going to clear the land. That's going to clear the land and destroy this place, and it would never be inhabited anymore. Going back to Isaiah, the 13th chapter, also Isaiah, the 14th chapter. All right. And also Isaiah, the 34th chapter, where it says that it should be scrolled together as a scroll. All right. The sword shall be bathed in heaven. All right. Upon Idumea. All right. In the rulership of Esau, Edom, the Lord is going to destroy him by the way of fire. All right. And the new way of fire, or the new technology of fire, is those hypersonic and ICBMs. All right. Those missiles that's being prepared for the up and coming World War III. All right. Which is the final wars to end all wars. OK. Then it should really, truly be peace and paradise on the earth once this heathen gets out of the power seat. All right. Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right. Thou has become weak as we, as the other nations. All right. Pursuing the Isaiah, the 14th chapter, which I'm about to get in a few. All right. But going into verse 23, Esau, Edom is losing on all sides. All right. Dealing with the military. They have suborned the fight. All right. Be as women. It should be also in the book of Jeremiah. Okay, so let me get Jeremiah. I'm gonna get in the NLT. I mean the GNT. You know, this translation really get straight to the point. Jeremiah 50. Babylon captured, Israel return, the fall of Babylon. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 22. The noise of a battle is heard in the land, and there is a great destruction. Babylonia hammered the whole earth to pieces, and now that hammer is shattered. All the nations are shocked at what has happened to that country. All right, and they're losing their state of power. All right, their power grip, their powers that they have, they're losing the grip upon it. Ultimately, it's the exposure of it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, going to Joel, the 3rd chapter, verse 9. Okay, let the weak say I am strong. All right, all these other nations are, will have the nuclear capabilities of fighting back with the bully or against the bully, man. And then you also have to think about Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, where it says Gog and Magog, which consists of one land. Ultimately, the modern day today, the Medes, going into Isaiah the 13th chapter, verse 17, are the Russians. All right. And the Russians have a major role or a major impact in the prophecies. All right. And because of Russia, they're going to influence other countries that's allies with them. And even, the countries that's allies with America that's doing backdoor deals with other foreign nations. All right. And even Russia, it's all a game until Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It's the ultimate chess player, man. Know all the moves. He's the ultimate number one player, man. All right. It's just that simple. And the Lord is gearing up these nations for war. That's the times that we're living in. All right. And when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's coming back to destroy, to conquer, and also to bring in his kingdom. All right. To rescue his people also, the elect. That's why it's so important to teach the elect, the remnant of the nation of Israel that's only going to be saved on this side, and 2/3 are going to perish and die in Babylon the Great. All right, America or wherever various parts of lands that they're in. All right, because it's going to be troubles all across the world. That's how great the judgments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to, have an impact upon the earth, upon people. Okay. Go. Jeremiah 50. Salakia. 51 and verse 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might have failed. They become as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. All right. And that's why they have a low recruiting rate in the U.S. so-called military. Also, you got to think about the alphabet agenda that they have out there now, of course. So it's more, confusion in the military. All right. and because of that agenda, it is feminizing men, making them weak-minded, weak-natured. All right, and hey, that's how Esau roll, man. Through the media, the social media, the food, the waters, everything that we do in our daily life, man. All right, it has an impact, with our spirit and with our conduct of life. That's why it's a lot of weirdos out here now too. All right, going into Isaiah 19 and verse 14, for the Lord had mingled a perverse spirit, or a weirdo, awkward spirit. All right, and you can take a wild guess of what I'm talking about. It's many examples on those type of individuals. But anyway, going into the lesson, and as you can read the headlines, it says the news: the U.S. has been at war 225 out of 243 years since 1776, and I already did the math. It's about to enter into its 249th year of being, established as an empire. All right. Then next year will be 250 years. And granted, our elders and apostles did the research going into the lifespan of an empire. Matter of fact, life span of empire. So like I said, we're not making this stuff up, man. And they got little examples or whatever. But at the end all be all, the average empire lasts about 250 years. It says, however, the length of time of empire lasts can vary widely, Salakia, from less than 36 years to over 1,800 years, or 1,800. All right, the Byzantine Empire, which lasted a period, over 1,000 years, that was ruled by Jakes, for sure. And then I want to go into this, because this how there's no new thing underneath the sun. And these same group of people that, ruled the last state of the Roman Empire, because it was first ruled, mainly by Jakes during the Byzantine Empire, the Dark Ages, so on and so forth. But nonetheless, they conquered, all right, the rest of, of Rome. And it says the Roman Empire fell due to the combination factors of including constant invasions by Germanic tribes like the Visigoths, the Vandals, severe economic problems, political instability, all right, over-reliance on slave labor, military weakness, and internal corruption, internal corruption, all right, the corruption within the governments, all right, political instability, all right, what you are seeing now, all right, Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, verse 16, there should be sedition amongst men, all right, invading one another, disregarding the kings and the, the governors, all right, the governments, politicians. It's going to, come into that time. And I remember, a video source, or the, on the news a couple years back when COVID had first started happening. It was a town over there, like near like the northwest region, all right, of Babylon the Great, And what I mean by that, like in I think the states like Oregon, all right, the state of Washington over there, all the way on the west coast, but in the northern part. All right. And it was a town that basically established their own little militia circle. And they was so-called protecting, the citizens of their own, the community, so on and so forth. That's a clear indicator, the scriptures coming to life. 2nd Ezra 15-16. And soon verse 17 is going to come to pass that, you should not be able to, enter into the city or leave a city. All right, because martial law is going to be walking amongst the streets of Babylon the Great. All right. So all these things that's going to come to pass, these prophecies are true. All right. For you people that don't want to listen, when judgment opens up, it's not going to be trying to, get right. It's not going to be none of that. Because the getting right time is now. The grace and mercies of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is now, while the prophets are still out there. But you people still hate the prophets. All right. But anyway, not to go off topic. All right. This is the same way the Roman Empire fell. The same way America is crumbling as we speak. And yes, the Western Roman Empire. Because Jake ruled the eastern part, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Eastern Roman Empire. And that's all Jake's, Israelites, that followed after, Islam and, the Moors and all that, false religion. Still Jake was going off, but hey, the Lord still established them to have an empire. But the average lifespan of an empire is 250 years. All right. America is this year will be on its 249th year. Going back to the scripture, Jeremiah 51:30, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. The mighty men have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken up. So let's look at that in the GNT. Just reading a little bit of the top. Salakia. Trying to find that. Just looking through. Okay, the Lord's hammer. Said the Lord's hammer. And the Lord is using Esau, Edom to be his sword, man. Ezekiel 21. Because that was the ultimate blessings of Esau, Edom. All right. The fatness of the earth and that mighty sword, man. All right. Because that's how he got the fatness of the earth. By the mighty force of his military, mainly. All right. His troops. Okay. All that. Ezekiel chapter 21:9, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. All right, going into the glittering sword, the nuclear missiles. That's the ultimate sword that's being furbished, being, set up. All right, through the spirit and power, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. 2 Peter chapter 3:8. All right, read on down. The Lord preserved this place unto fire. All right. That's how the Lord has written the book, whether you can receive it or not. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It containeth the rod of my son as every tree. Verse 11. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is furbished, and this sword is sharpened, Salakia, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer, Esau Edom. All right, the ultimate sword, the nuclear missiles, all right, that all nations have, capability of, all right. But ultimately, Revelation 12 and 12, that great wrath that's going to come, Salaki, that's going to come down from these devils, because he know that he have a short time. He knows that the Lord is soon about to make his second return. Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Or he's about to make his second return. And they know the days are coming of judgments because of the signs and the prophecies. All right, this truth has reached unto the gates of the nobles, and they definitely know who we are and what we're about. And they know what's up. That's why Esau do the things that they do. Pull the anti-SIM card on us. All right, medical misinformation, try to flag our videos, cut certain, elders and apostles and Akium's, pages. All right. Social media blackouts. I'm trying to think what else. These devils do so much to try to really hide this truth. Push out more distractions for the masses of the people. All right. So going back into Jeremiah 51 and 20, the Lord says, Babylonia, you are my hammer, my weapon of war. I use you to crush nations and kingdoms, to shatter horses and riders, to shatter chariots and their drivers, to kill men and women, to slay old and young, to kill boys and girls, to slaughter shepherds and their flocks, to slaughter farmers and their plow horses, to crush rulers and high officers. And that's the great wrath of Esau Edom, man, that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah used and put the spirit upon. That's how these devils were created. All right. Let me read that in the KJV right quick. Make sure I'm on point. Verse 24, Jeremiah 51 and 24, KJV. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of the Chaldee, all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. All right, and the Lord is going to render a recompense and a judgment upon Babylon the Great. All right, all the people, the citizens, all right, all the nations that was once with this place. All right. All nations shall bow, and they're going to see Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. And see Salakia, see. Yeah, Salakia on that. So that was the wrong translation. So let me read this one. Because this going into Jacob, verse 19, Jeremiah 51 and 19, Salakia. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee I will break in pieces the chariots and his rider. All right, going into the spiritual powers that the Lord is going to give his elect men, and they're going to be able to destroy anything that comes across their path, and they will not be hurt by any means necessary. All right. Verse 22. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee break in pieces old and young, and with thee I will break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. Going into the false prophets, and his congregation, so on and so forth. And also Esau Edom and his little, wicked counsels that he have. Because when the smoke clears and Babylon the Great be destroyed, you still going to have the elites hiding in bunkers, hiding in different parts of the world that's not really going to get touched by nuclear destruction, so on and so forth. So with that being said, when that new Jerusalem come down upon with Yahweh Shai in Revelations, I believe the 21st chapter, all right, the new heaven and a new earth, all right, new Jerusalem, all right, which the kingdom is within us. All right, so Jerusalem is a people way before it's a place, because the people makes up the place. All right, the people comes first, then the place, which is the land of Israel. Verse 23, and I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee I will break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, verse 25, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, which is talking about Babylon the Great, all right, which is Esau Edom, Idumea, because they are the ones that's in rulership, and they're using Babylon the Great as, that number one nation, as the top dog. All right. That's how that is the whore that rideth on the scarlet beast. All right. Even though the beast is, NATO, the EU, all these other nations, but America is in sole control of these places, man, through the elites. All right. Which live all the way on the other side of the earth. All right. They don't live in America, Babylon the Great, because through the spirit, they already know this shit is through. And this just a stumping ground, a breeding ground for the number one corporation in the world. All right. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord Yahweh, which destroys all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain. All right. That destroys all the earth. They take peace from the earth, man. Esau Edom. So it only makes sense with violence. Well, by violence, they got in the earth. So with violence, they're going to go down. That's in Revelation 18 and 21. But I want to get this precept in Revelation 6. And 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, Esau Edom, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And even Esau Edom are fighting against his own, lineage and counterparts, whether it be of the other nations or it be the lineage of Esau. All right, you got the Amalekites, which are the Ish people. All right, sooner or later, those people over there in that land, they're going to turn on America. All right, and I remember in the past, they had a few disagreements here and there. I remember a while ago when they had a full out brawl in one of those meetings. Here they supposed to be conducting business and trying to make the countries, different countries and of the world better, and so on and so forth. And it's division amongst them. That's why the scriptures say that Satan be against Satan, that the kingdom it can't stand, man. So these heathens, at the end of the day, they're heathens, man. All right. And they worship all, different types of, deities and idols and shit like that. Basically Satanism. Let's see. Yeah, this Salakia on that. That's wrong translation. Salakia, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hell nah. That's why, like the elders say, you do got to be careful now. Salakia. Not to be too long. It's all through the spirit, though. Jeremiah 51. Babylon judged for sins against Israel. All right, for all the things that these devil did unto us, man. I got an idea. Let me just NLT. It's on Jeremiah 51:19. But the God of Israel is no idol. He is the creator of everything that exists. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, including his people, his own special possession. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai of heavens, armies, is his name. You are my battle axe and sword, says the Lord. With you I will shatter nations and destroy many kingdoms. With you I will shatter armies, destroying the horse and rider, the chariot and charioteer. With you I will shatter men and women, old people and children, young men and maidens. All right, going into Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. All right, but that's a message that the angel gave out. But also, the angels are going to get busy down here too, by the way of the chariots. Isaiah 66 and verse 15 on down to 16. The slain of the Lord shall be many. And also the Lord is going to give his men spiritual powers, which we know that is possible. It does exist, and it's still prophecy. All right. The Lord is going to protect his men. I'm going to jump down, verse 25. Look, O mighty mountain, destroyer of the earth, I am your enemy, saith the Lord. I will rise my fist against you to knock you down from the heights. Ooh. When I am finished, you will be nothing but a heap of burnt rubble. And that's how the Lord is going to do. He's going to destroy Babylon the Great. All right. With the nuclear missiles and the chariots of the Heavenly Father, man. Yahweh Shai is going to come back down. He's going to come back, all right, and judge this place. And that destroying that mighty mountain, destroyer of the earth. Hey, that's Esau, Edom, that's ruling through Babylon the Great, that destroyed nations, weakened nations. All right, so eventually, in time be told, the Lord is going to make sure that these nations are going to rise up and fight against them. Let me see. (51 and 30). This is Jeremiah 51 and 30. Her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their back racks, their barracks, their courage gone. They have become like women. The invaders have burned the houses and broken down the city gates. All right. And ultimately, the bars and the gates represents the defense system of Babylon the Great. And those nuclear missiles are going to come in like a thief in the night. All right. The invaders, all right, to invade and to destroy Babylon the Great. Okay. And also the UN troops that's going to be coming here during the time of martial law. All right. Look up that word.
Barracks.
Barracks. A garrison, camp, in camp. A building or group of buildings used to house soldiers. Hey, they're going to be cowardly in that day, especially when Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, come to pass. The first couple of verses, when it talks about how the Lord is going to come back in a fashion, and that when the nations and the army see them, they're going to take their focus from off each other, fighting each other, killing each other, and trying to do the Lord. All right. And even in their greatest fear, the Lord's still going to put the spirit on them to lift up their weapons and the fire, just for it to be a miserable ending for them, because they're not going to win. All right. That's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua coming back to judge the earth and redeem his people that's still in captivity unto this day. That's how you know the people over there in that land are not the true people of the Lord. Because if they were, that means they're in rulership. We're in the kingdom. No more sin. All right. Where's Yahweh Shai? Oh, that's right. Yahweh Shai hasn't came back yet. Oh, that's right. They're not the real people. They're not. And they're mad to the point Revelation 12 and 12 is going to happen. They're going to come with that great wrath. And even during that time, Isaiah 59, verse 19. All right. And that's a form of spiritual power, how the Lord is going to redeem his people. Let me just get this precept and I'm going to go back into the script. It's Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, the western hemisphere, America, Babylon the Great. That's what that's going into. And his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. All right, martial law troops. All right. The spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. All right, let's look up that word standard. And that's going into how the Lord is going to deliver his people from the hands of the enemy, even though some of us may be, hauled off in the camps, in the FEMA camps, so on and so forth. But we still have to, hold our integrity and have faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. It says to flee, escape, take flight, depart, disappear, to fly, to the attack on a horseback. All right. To take flight, to put to flight, to drive hastily, cause to disappear, hide. So the Lord can deliver us in many ways that we can't even imagine. But we have to have the faith that when that time comes, the Lord is going to protect us and guide us, all right, through the Spirit. Okay? And that's all that we have, the faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. People always ask, so how you going to prepare yourself for that day? Like I say, honestly, you really can't prepare yourself for that day when it comes. If you honestly look at it, because at the end of the day, that's going to be, during that time, it's going to be straight divine, a higher power, a divine power that's causing all these things to happen. And his name is Yahweh. In the name of his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. All right. And you people will know those names and you will fear those names. But that's the times that we're entering into, the great time of fear. And the Lord is going to use your government to bring your shame, openly, man, to bring that confusion upon you, going into Isaiah the 30th chapter. All right. So I want to try to get back into the article. This is a good read. I'm going to just jump around and just get a little bit more precepts. Goddamn McDonald's. Says research conducted by Jane Group and Geo Television Network reveals that the United States have been at war for about 225 of the 243 years since its inception in 1776, while the number of U.S. foreign military interventions has stood at 188 till 2017. The world superpower was found evolved in 117 partisan electrical interventions between 1946 and 2000, or around one every 9 ballot exercise held since Second World War. This means that the United States have been at war for more than 92% of the time since its birth, making critics view that the rulers of the land found by Christopher Columbus have been addicted to the use of military might and intoxicated with their successes against weaker nations that could not defend themselves for one reason or the other. Or in other words, the United States have only been at peace for less than 20 years. That's a damn shame, man. This is that bloody man. All right. The town that was built on blood. Get Proverbs 29. When the verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So we're gonna get it over here. Proverbs 29 and 2. Show me a righteous ruler, and I will show you a happy people. Show me a wicked ruler, and I will show you a miserable people. And everybody is miserable in Babylon the Great. They can lie to themselves and lie to other people and fake the funk all they want. But these people are miserable because they always complain that all they do literally is work hard just to pay bills. They can't enjoy the American dream that was promised throughout generations, the land of opportunity and so on and so forth. They realizing that it was all a big scam. All right, it was all a lie since the beginning. This country was a corporation, or it's established as a corporation. So basically, your expendable assets, according to the U.S. government, man. All right, you are the debt of U.S. federal government and the state. All right, that's why we have birth certificates, social security, driver's license. All right, certain permits, so on and so forth, because it's all a tag. All right, but soon they're gonna put that digital tag in the people, man. And Revelation 3 and 10 is gonna kick in real hard to a lot of you Israelites, you false camps. Mainly speaking of the IUIC, which, hey, they waxing worse and worse as I'm seeing, through the spirit and power Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah that the elder Apostle Tahar did. The video that he did dealing with, I believe, GMS, somewhere in the UK. I think either Manchester or London or something like that. Somewhere in the UK. But nonetheless, like I said, IUIC just waxing worse and worse, and they just looking bad, man. That's how you know they don't have the truth, and they had to sell out for money, like the elders say, which is it making more sense now. But yep, when the righteous are in authority, the people are rejoicing. The righteous people are the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American, Seminole, Indian descent. And even with that, we still got to wait on Yahweh Shai, man, for that full righteous kingdom to be established. All right, we're Lord will, we're going to receive those new bodies, being the hopeful elect. All right, the fearful, humble, hopeful elect. We're going to get those new bodies, man. And we're going to be dwelling in the kingdom with Yahweh Shai being the first fruits. All right, being the first fruits of the lineage of the house of Israel. And also the first fruits to inherit slaves, man. All right. To bring judgment upon the heathen nations. It's Habakkuk, not 3, 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's Esau Edom. Verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up in pride. All right, loftiness is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And that's the elect of the nation of Israel. And only the nation of Israel can be just via by the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and turning back unto him. But also, let me get Habakkuk 2, verse 4. And this is the message. Those who are evil will not survive, but those who are righteous will live because they are faithful to God. It says wealth is deceitful. Verse 5. Wealth is deceitful. Greedy people are proud and restless. Going into Esau Edom. Like death itself, they are never satisfied. This is why they conquer nations after nations for themselves. The conquered people will taunt their conquerors and show their scorn for them. They will say, you take what isn't yours, but you are doomed. How long will ye go on getting rich by forcing your debtors to pay up? All right, ultimately, that's going into the debt ceiling that's going to reach a certain limit. All right, that, laden himself with thick clay, them heavy debts. All right, and ultimately, that's why Like I said at the beginning, we have the social security cards, the birth certificate, so on and so forth, because we're just collateral to the U.S. government and the state. But hey, these nations are going to get fed up ultimately. That's what it's going into, that taunting proverb. But like it said, neither keepeth at home. That's why I really wanted to go into. That's why you have America always in the affairs of other nations. You got American military all over, military bases in different parts of the world. But the only way that different, nations can do, business over here or be over here is really, business wise, corporation wise. Just like I found out, I think China owns Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. The country of China owns Chicago. All right. And, and that's, like I say, that's possible. Because that's, Esau, Edom doing those deals with those foreign nations. But at the same time, you want to put a tax on China, knowing damn well like 90% of American products come from that place, from that country. That's how you know, man's going is of the Lord. How can he then understand his own way? Because people always ask, so why do they think like this? Why are they doing this? Because the Lord is allowing them. The Lord is putting the spirit on these individuals to play out the role of an evil, vile person, a bad guy. I got to get this scripture before I get anything else. The man of lawlessness. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm going to start at 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there coming a falling away short first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. The son of perdition, Esau, Edom. The man of sin being revealed, the wicked. That's what it's going into. All right. And the falling away first happened when we fell as a nation. All right. Mainly talking about 70 AD, because after that period of time, we went under, basically, a few years fast forwarding, we went unto the American, captivity and cargo slavery and, so on and so forth. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. All right. That's when also Jeremiah 17:4 kick in, when we was going to be discontinued from our inheritance. All right. But now, the spirit of the Lord going back via through 1 West. The spirit of the Lord is back. All right. To wake up the elect. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God and that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And that's how these devils operate. Prime example. Let me show you something. Right here. This is them playing God. And I remember it was a video on Instagram, how it was set up. It was a whole like a building type, like fuel pump or whatever the case may be. The pump, the molecules and all the different elements together to make storm clouds, man. All right. Cloud seeding. And this how they do it. And I'm guessing this is also what would you call it's labeled as the conspiracy theorists of chemtrails. Those little jets or whatever that leave streams in the skies. Well, what's the purpose of that? All right. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, makes the clouds, the heavens, the rains, the thunderstorms, and all that already. But that's their technology. All right. Their knowledge being increased, going into Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. This devil is going to play out his role to the 10th power, because the Lord put the spirit upon him to play out that role. That's what you people once again fail to realize. You're going to realize at the last second that this devil really had truly hated y'all, and he never cared about the so-called American people. That's why you've been having different weird weather patterns, different storms, all right, so on and so forth. That's the reason why. So that's them, another way of playing God, even also tapping in with discern. All right, Esau, Edom, hey, he's being exposed on all levels, man, making his own tongue fall upon him. Psalm 64. All right, the 64th chapter, verse 8, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Nahum, the 3rd chapter, lifting up the skirts, exposing. Isaiah 47. Verse 5, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the only one that can take down Esau Edom. That's why we always tell you, Jakes, you cannot take down this devil, especially when it comes down to arming yourselves and protecting what you think is yours. All right. Everything is owned by the elites, even us. But hey, in that time and in that day, we're going to have to make a decision, an ultimate decision. Are we truly with Yahweh Shem Yahushai or not? And if you're not, all right, if the Lord hasn't chosen you, ultimately, hey, he's going to put that spirit upon you to take that MOTB and to get judged in a horrific way. Verse 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth by the way of the prophets, and shall destroy the brightness of his coming. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua coming with the great glories and the clouds of heaven, aka the chariots. All right, and also the brightness of the glittering sword, aka the nuclear missiles. Verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they have received not the love of the truth, and that they might be saved, going into Israel, the Israelites, man. All right, because a lot of people are going to be falling for that trap. All right, even though they ignore the prophets, so on and so forth, because they have no foundation, and that because the Lord has not ordained them to be protected, all they're gonna know is to go after that MOTV system and be plugged in with them. Let me see, violence. Let me get Psalms. Psalms 73:1. Truly, God is good to Israel, even to such that are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither they are plagued like other men. And that's only for right now because they're in the power seat. They have the blessings coming from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, whether people believe it or not. All right. The Lord has a hedge of protection over Esau, Edom. And it's slowly, but surely slipping away from these devils. That's why they're being exposed for all the nastiness they're about, how they truly, carry themselves as being of a so-called white descendant. Okay. And if you really pay attention at the so-called Caucasian race, they're very destructive. All right. They're very prideful. All right. And they're just weird, man. They smell funny. All that. They're fucking heathens at the end of the day. And they really think that they're so superior. And they're not. And they really hate Jake no matter what, man. No matter, at the end of the day, these crackers hate us, man. Especially the about to say the black one, you know how they say. But especially the so-called Negro man. Continuing on. Verse 6, therefore pride compasseth them as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more that heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully, very prideful. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. All right, they got control of the planet Earth, man. All right, all nations are heaping unto them. All right. But now we're in the stages of the exposure. And now these nations are not fucking with, Esau, Edom no more. Obadiah 1:7. All right. Not only the enemies, but the allies of Babylon the Great is going to shoot nuclear missiles off on this place. Let me get Nahum 3. This is Nahum 3 and 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredom, her philosophies going into, and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast thee abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. All right, the Lord's going to expose Esau, Edom in the most terriblest way. Rightfully so. So when this judgment really comes down on this devil, it's not going to be no excuse. It's going to be all justifiable, if I said it correctly. It's just going to be justified, man. This is Nahum 3 and 1. Said, doom is the lying, murderous city full of wealth to be looted and plundered. And that's Babylon the Great, man. Even though it's talking about Nineveh, but they putting on the same characteristics or the same practices of Nineveh. All right. Nahum 3 and 4, Nineveh the whore is being punished, attraction and full of deadly charms. She enchanted nations and enslaved them. All right, heapeth unto him all nations and people. Esau, Edom. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Verse 5, the Lord Yahweh Almighty says, I will punish you, Nineveh. I will strip you naked and let the nations see you. see you in all your shame. I will treat you with contempt and cover you with filth. People will stare at you in horror. All who see you will shrink back. They will say Nineveh lies is ruins. Who has any sympathy for her? Who will want to comfort her? And at the end of the day, the lies being exposed, man. All right. Esau Edom is losing its power grip via through Babylon the Great, losing its infrastructure, its money, the morals of the people being at an all-time low. Especially, like I say, the younger generation, finito. They are fucking finished, man. They so goddamn retarded to, like I said, the shit ain't even funny, man. They are literally what you call ass backwards. All right. So eventually, the Lord got to come back and destroy this place, take this devil out of rulership and power. And it's soon coming. This is Isaiah 14:4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord Yahweh has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right, the Lord is breaking down this kingdom and breaking down everything that Esau Edom has stand for, man. Okay, what he has to offer. Because like I said, these nations, they getting mad, man. They're very pissed. Okay. They're very pissed, man. So with that, the Lord is going to put the spirit on them, Joel, the 3rd chapter, to go to war. The nations will be judged, and ultimately the Lord is going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It's Joel 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare a war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. That's going to those weaker nations that's becoming stronger because they drop, all they had, in mind to make their country better, whether it be financials, agricultural, because that's what the tools is going into, them trying to be a prosperous country. But now they're entering into the mindset of war, because that's the spirit that's upon the earth right now. That's the spirit that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is putting upon the people, letting you know right then and there, you're not in control, people. Even if everybody was to have a vote in America, World War III, the vote yes for World War III or no for World War III, it's still going to happen. All right. There's nothing going to change about the prophecies. It's already written. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat of Yahweh Shaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is near in the valley of decision. All right. The Lord is about to set judgments, and it's going to happen by the way of World War III in the desert-like areas over there in the Middle East, man, in the Levant area, Saudi Arabia, so on and so forth. in those desert areas that's going to be used for a plot of the time of war, man. Isaiah 14 and 9. I'm going to start at 9. Verse 10 is the point. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also became weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? All right, and that's the time that Esau Edom is entering into and soon to come in the kingdom of heaven. They're going to be the basest and lowest of man. All right, because they are the son, they are the seed of the wicked. All right, they are the lowest of the low, the basis of men, as it says in the scripture in Daniel chapter 4 and 17. Verse 11, thy pope is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. All right, the corrosion. All right, everything that's happening upon Babylon the Great is slowly consuming the empire away. All right, whether it be the economy, the morals of the people. All right, people don't really want to work no more. All these different nations don't really want to do no dealings with Babylon the Great America. They trying to drop the US dollar on a lot of things, so on and so forth. So it's all the signs and prophecies of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, Salakia, which is, the rulership. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, which means light bearer, or the Illuminati. All right, the enlightened ones, the ones that hold, prestige, wisdom, and knowledge, but it's of the world. All right, that's what it boils down to, dealing with Esau Edom, the king of Babylon, also Lucifer, the ones that's in, rulership, a state of being highly recommended. All right, so on and so forth. And they the ones that put money in the best doctors, lawyers, so on and so forth, man. You catch my drift. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weakest the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. All right, which ultimately is the Israelites. All right, the stars of God. Okay, and also Esau Edom dealing with his satellites. He tried to set up his infrastructures and technology in the heavens. All right, but ultimately this is talking about him being over the congregation of the Israelites. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the North America. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. And no, it's not talking about nuclear fire, man. Say underworld, say grave, hell, pit. It's definitely not underworld. It says Sha'ol. See, a lion, place of exile. The design nation for the abiding of the dead. Because that was like a burial place where they dumped dead bodies and so on and so forth. Trying to see. Say Hebrew underworld, which is, it's talking about a grave or a pit. Or they're going to be in a low state or condition because the curses are going to be put upon them through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. The Lord's going to put those curses upon the heathen nations. Verse 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of his prisoners? All right, and that's Esau, Edom. This cruel, evil, vile creature that roamed the earth and that ruled for a short period of time through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, going into Job chapter 14 and 5. Matter of fact, let's get it. Because we at the end of this thing of Esau, Edom. Go to 20 and 5. Job 20 and verse 5, that the triumphing of the wicked is short and the joy of a hypocrite but for a moment. All right. The triumphing. All right. The rulership of the wicked is short. Job 14 and 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And that's ultimately the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Set up bounds just for enough for this devil to usher in somewhat of his NWO. And then after that, the Lord is going to bring down the hammer. All right, cutting down the hammer and the wicked scepter of the ruler being cut down, man. Because at the end of the day, the Lord's people will reign supreme in the kingdom of heaven when big brother Yahweh Shai come back. So with that, I'm going to close out by saying Kahalayam La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach us this truth through the spirit and power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kwadash. Till next time, I say shalom, peace, love, and blessings to the elect. Shalom, shalom.